AKINADE, only on Oxygen FM 96.9. Your money, your future, your sense.
Good morning, distinguished listeners, and welcome to another refreshing edition of Money Sense on Oxygen FM 96.9, Okeado, Ibadan. This is where we inform, inspire, and ignite. My name is AKINADE, and every Monday from 10:30 to 11 a.m., we share practical conversations about money that are designed to help ordinary people make wiser financial decisions and build a more secure financial future. Over the past few weeks, we've had very important conversations. We discussed how to identify financial scams, how to avoid Ponzi schemes, how to protect ourselves from fraudsters, and why protecting your money is just as important as making the money. I'm happy to say that the feedback has been overwhelming. Many of you called, many sent messages seeking further clarifications. Some even shared their painful personal experiences with me. I say thank you to all of you. You are the encouragement that I need to keep this program going. It tells me something very important, and that is that together we are building a financially wiser community for our future. But this morning, I want to ask you a different question. Not about scammers, not about investments, not even about savings. Here is my question. If your salary stopped today, how long could you and your family survive without borrowing? 1 week? 3 months? 6 months? Or would financial panic begin immediately? Please don't answer me. Answer yourself. Because life has a way of asking this question when we least expect it. And that is why today's topic is your financial shield. Why every family needs an emergency fund. We'll be right back. Working together helps us face challenges. But the wise person prepares before the rain begins to fall. And even when you are going out, even when the rain is not falling during this raining period, you take your umbrella along with you. Preparation is wisdom. Unfortunately, many people prepare for weddings, we prepare for birthdays, we prepare for Christmas, but very few prepare for emergencies. Yet, emergencies don't send invitations. They simply arrive. Life happens. Let me ask you another question. If you're out there listening to me this morning, have you ever planned to be sick? No. Have you ever planned to lose your job? No. Have you ever planned for your car to break down or a minor accident? No. Have you ever planned for your roof to start leaking? No, certainly not. Yet, these things happen every blessed day. And that is to tell us that life is so unpredictable. And financial wisdom is not pretending emergencies won't happen. No. Financial wisdom is preparing before emergencies happen. And that is why we want to take us through a journey this morning to show us why an emergency fund is not a luxury. It is a necessity. I'll be right back after this short break. Permit me to share this short story with you. One is personal, the other is not. Just about 2 weeks ago, my car had a minor accident on the same road that I've been plying for over 30 years. It was unexpected. That is what we call life happens. And at the end of the day, I've had to spend over 200,000 naira to repair the car. Let me share this one that is not personal with you. It's 11:30 at night. A father is fast asleep after a long day's work. Suddenly, his phone began to ring. The kind of ringing that nobody likes to receive at that unholy hour of the night. But when he saw that it was the daughter calling, he picked up. And from the other hand, he heard, "Daddy, mommy has collapsed. We are at the hospital. The doctor says they need money immediately before treatment can commence." Within seconds, sleep disappears. Peace disappears. Confidence disappears. Then comes the question that changes everything. Where will I get the money? My dear listeners, the father didn't become poor that night. He simply discovered that he wasn't financially prepared for an emergency. Let me ask you another question. And please don't answer me, answer yourself as well. If life interrupted your plans today, if your car suddenly broke down, if your child needed an urgent surgery, if your landlord gave you an unexpected quit notice, if your employer delayed salaries for 3 or 6 months, would your family experience inconvenience or would they experience a financial crisis? There are two different things. Inconvenience and a financial crisis. Two different things. There's a huge difference. You see, life doesn't usually destroy people because they are lazy. Sometimes it simply arrives before they are prepared. And that is why today's conversation may be one of the most important we've ever had on money sense. Because today we are not talking about becoming rich. We are not talking about remaining standing when life shakes you. Our topic, I said earlier, is your financial shield. Why every family needs an emergency fund. Stay with me. Welcome back. You are still on Oxygen FM 96.9. This is Money Sense, and I'm your host and your friend, AKINADE, your financial literacy advocate. And on this program, we challenge assumptions about money. We set the record straight. We ask the hard questions, and we let us know why we behave and how we behave when it comes to the issue of money. So let's go on to answer the question that I asked earlier on before the short break. But let me start by asking us, when we are answering this, let us know what exactly is an emergency fund. An emergency fund is money deliberately set aside for life's unexpected storms. Ìjì ayé, ìjì lè jà láìsọfúnni, ìjì ò kì í dágbére tí ó fi jà. So the money we set aside for life's unexpected storms. Notice my choice of words. I didn't say if storms come. I said when they come. Because emergencies don't send invitation cards. They don't book appointments. They simply arrive. When my car had an accident about 2 weeks ago, I never knew it was going to happen. It wasn't prepared for. Nobody told me in advance. No prophet told me that something like that was going to happen. They simply arrive. Therefore, your emergency fund is not an investment. It is not money you are trying to multiply. It is that money that gives you peace of mind, tranquility. It is the financial equivalent of an umbrella, financial equivalent of a shock absorber. You know, you don't carry umbrella because it is raining. You carry it because it may rain. In the same way, you don't build an emergency fund because there is already a crisis. You build it before the crisis comes. And I need to make this so that you don't make a costly mistake. Many people think every savings account is an emergency fund. No. There's a difference. If the money can be sent on frivolities, anything that catches your fancy, anything that catches your attention, that is not an emergency fund. If every wedding invitation can touch that money, it is not an emergency fund. If every Black Friday sales can reduce it, it is not an emergency fund. If every new phone, iPhone 17 just came out, iPhone 18 just came out, and the next thing you can go to withdraw from, to buy, a new television, a new fashion can empty it, it is not an emergency fund. An emergency fund has just one assignment: to protect you when life becomes unpredictable. And let me just say this to complement what I just said now. Permit me to make this crystal clear to you. Your emergency fund is not for buying the latest telephone. The latest phone. It's not for paying for Christmas celebrations. It's not to finance your vacations. It's not the money you lend to friends because you don't want to offend them. It's a touch note. It's not the money you use to chase investment opportunities, buying Ashwebi, changing your car because your neighbor just bought a new one. If you withdraw from your emergency fund for ordinary expenses, you are exposing yourself financially. And the next question will be, naturally, what qualifies as a true emergency? I don't want to leave us in doubt as to what is an emergency and what is not an emergency. An emergency is a sudden medical challenge. You just took ill all of a sudden. Your daughter, your son, your wife, or your husband, or your dad, or your mom. Loss of employment. I've seen it. Some of my friends that once worked in the bank, they would just get to bank. They left bank yesterday. This morning, they say go to HR. Whenever they tell you in any organization that go to HR early in the morning when you resume for work, that signals that probably you have a little challenge or you have a bigger one. Your job has ended. When they say go to HR, human resources. Urgent home repairs, when you have a leaking roof or storm has blown away your roof. Major car repairs that affect your livelihood. Family emergencies requiring immediate attention. And I want you to notice something. An emergency is usually unexpected, it is urgent, it is necessary. An emergency is never exciting. So if something comes up and it excites you, that's not an emergency. iPhone 18 just came out. You're excited. You want to have a piece of the action. That is not an emergency. It doesn't excite you. And the natural question is, what now happens when you don't have an emergency fund? That is what we are going to look at when I come back. You are still on Oxygen FM 96.9, and we are still on Money Sense with AKINADE. I'm your regular host and your friend, your financial literacy advocate. Now, let me tell you what usually happens when people have no emergency fund. Number one, you panic. You become afraid. It's an emergency and there's no way you can meet it. I will not pretend to be a saint. I found myself in such situations on several occasions when there was an emergency and there was no way of meeting it. So I'm sharing lived experience with you. You enter into panic mode. That's the first thing that happens because you do not have emergency fund. Number two, you resort to loans. You go to borrow. Go and borrow loans. You know what I mean? So, desperate situation you have found yourself. You need desperate solutions to it. And the next thing, and I've seen people who will go online to borrow from those fintech apps, and they'll be lying to you that I know of one particular advert. You borrow 1,000, you pay 1,003 naira. It's a lie. By the time you are signing the dot, you will see there are other hidden costs there. But when you have found yourself in a situation that is so critical, the next thing that comes to your mind at that time, because you're in a panic mode, you can't think straight. Even they call the money 10% per day, at that moment, you'll be tempted to take it because you can't think straight. Don't forget, the first thing that happens is just go into panic mode. And so, you then go to borrow. Number three, you may be forced to sell valuable assets, what you are not supposed to sell. Let's say you have even bought shares. You have treasury bills. But because there are no money set aside for your emergencies, when such emergencies come, the next thing you'll be thinking is, that iPhone 17 you bought, you fling it. You see what I'm talking about? You just fling it. And that's why we call such distress sale. Because you're already distressed. You're in panic mode. You need immediate solution. You can't think straight. The only thing you can think of at that material time is how to solve that problem. That emergency must be brought to a halt. And that is what you are thinking about. So you see, the first thing that comes, even if you have a car, it's like an addict. When an addict wants to take their drugs or whatever, and they're in such a mood that whatever it is, if there is no money, they can steal. If they cannot steal, they can even kill at that material moment. So, what do? You sell your investment. You borrow at terrible interest rates. You begin to sell your valuable assets. Relationships will become strained. At home, at work, people will be wondering, what's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with this girl? What's wrong with this babe? You're in a panic mood and everybody offends you, especially when you cannot even tell people that this is what you are going through. If you are at work, you are not at peace with yourself, you are not at peace with your colleagues at work, you are not at peace with your neighbors, you are not at peace with anybody, because that emergency must be solved. So, relationship with others becomes strained because every emergency becomes somebody else's responsibility. Some will even lose sleep, some lose dignity, some lose opportunities, some lose businesses. Not because they lacked intelligence, but they lacked preparation. Remember, emergencies don't destroy families. unpreparedness does. I'll be right back. 30 minutes like 3 minutes. We're almost rounding up, but if you have questions, you can call in 070-4700-3969, 070-4700-2969. You can call in to ask questions on what to do about it. But let me also make this very important announcement today. This time next week, Monday, I'm having a very special guest on this program, a chartered stockbroker, a man of integrity with over 30 years capital market experience. Whatever issue you have with your shares, whatever you have had, whatever you have been told about the capital market, everything will be laid bare next week, Monday, as I host my guest, as we examine the stock market, what you can do, how you can be a part of it. A bad news came out at the first quarter of this year. 30 trillion naira exchange hands. Less than 3% of Nigerians participated in that. You see? Out of 240 million, about 6 million participated, which means there's a huge market there. People are still making money, but you have been told, oh, stock market crashed. And since that time, 10, 20 years ago, that was the last thing some people had. And that's what they have been running with since that time. Next week, Monday, I'll be hosting Mr. Olutunde Odetoyinbo, a chartered stockbroker with over 30 years industry experience. So the next question you ask me, how much should you save? People often ask me, Mr. AKINADE, how much should my emergency fund be? The ideal answer is between 3 and 6 months of your essential living expenses. Not your luxury expenses, oh, essential living expenses. Food, rent, transport, utilities, medication, school fees where applicable. But please don't be discouraged. If that sounds impossible today, start where you are. Even if all you can save is just 2,000 every week, start. Starting is what really matters. Financial security is not built in one day. It is built one disciplined decision at a time. So where should you keep your emergency fund? Open a special account for it. Call it Touch Not. Emergency funds should be safe. Should be separate from your everyday spending account. It should not be under your pillow, not in your wallet, and not certainly where every little temptation can reach it. So, this morning I want to leave you with 3 challenges. 3 simple challenges. Challenge number 1. Open a dedicated emergency fund today. If you don't already have one, open one. Challenge number 2. Give that account a name. Call it Family Financial Shield. Every time you see that name, you remember why you are saving. And challenge number 3. Make saving into it automatic. Not at your whims and caprices. Go to your bank every month. Give a standing order. Deduct 2,000 from account to this account. And don't go and get an ATM card for it too. Because when you have ATM card for it, it means that when things are tough and say, oh, I have money here. The next thing is you go and touch it. So make saving into it automatic. Don't wait until you have money left. Save first, then spend what remains. My dear listener, before I leave you today, I want you to remember something. Nobody prays for emergencies. Nobody wakes up hoping for sickness. Nobody plans to lose a job. Nobody expects an accident. Life has a way of knocking on every door. The question is not whether life will knock. The question is, when life knocks, will your family hear fear or find preparation? An emergency fund may never make you rich, but can stop one bad day from becoming one bad year. Keep your family together, protect your dignity, and give the confidence to face life storms without financial panic. Don't wait until emergency arrives before you start preparing for it. This has been one Need Science with AKINADE on AKIN FM 96.9. Until I come your way next week, Monday, keep learning, keep growing, keep protecting your finances, keep because financial freedom is not built by how much you earn, but how wisely you prepare for tomorrow. God bless you.
FM 96.9
The Knowledge Hub, breathing knowledge.